Thank you for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. On this video, I'm going to be making tacos al pastor on the PK grill and smoker. Let's get going. All right, tacos al pastor. It's actually a grilled pork taco. Now the pork is traditionally cooked thin layers of pork stacked up on a vertical spit. They've been marinated in kind of a red, peppery, pasty marinade. And there's a pineapple on top that actually bastes the pork as it's turning and cooking. It's really, really good. It's kind of based off of shawarma. The Mexicans were influenced by the shawarma when the Lebanese immigrated into Mexico. We're gonna get all those flavors that you'd get off the vertical spit, but we're not gonna use a vertical spit. We're using that PK grill today. We're gonna kick it up a couple notches, I think, by adding a little smoke to the flavor. So let's start off with the marinade. Got the old blender out here. We're going to throw in 1 cup of pineapple juice. I have here 1 cup of white distilled vinegar, 8 cloves of garlic. This is 1 small can or 3/4 of a cup of chipotle sauce, 1/4 teaspoon cumin. Okay, what I have here is a guajillo pepper. It's dried. And I have here a Pasilla-Ancho pepper. It is also dried. What I've done is I've taken 10 of those, 10 each, so a total of 20 peppers, and I rehydrated them in hot water, and then I stemmed and deseeded them. We're going to place all those into the blender. I have here 5 whole cloves. Just going to throw in some salt here, a couple pinches. We'll get this blended up. All right, now I want to get a little bit of oil in here, so I'm going to add 1/2 cup. This is grapeseed oil, but I'm using it because I have some. You could use any kind of oil you want. Get that mixed in there a little bit. All right, and that is our marinade. Let me set this off to the side here. All right, and here's the pork we're using. This is actually pork shoulder meat, and as you can see, it's been cut. So it's basically 2 small roasts or 2 big pork steaks, and combined, these weigh about 6 pounds combined. So we're gonna make a lot of tacos. First thing I'm gonna do is get these in a large 2-gallon zip top bag. All right, let's get the marinade poured into the bag. It's zipped up here. Move that air. Just want to get this all nice and coated on all the sides of the pork. Looks pretty well coated. All right, what we're going to do now is place this in the fridge, allow this to marinate. We're going to actually marinate this overnight. So I will see you tomorrow out at the grill. All right, guys, it is officially tomorrow. Pork is done marinating. We're ready to cook. First thing I want to do is introduce you to my new cooker. This is the PK Grill and Smoker. PK stands for Portable Kitchen, and this thing is legendary for, first of all, its cooking capabilities as far as low and slow cooks and hot and fast grilling, but more than that, its durability. There are still PK cookers out here cooking away that are over a half a century old. That is amazing to me. This thing only took about 15 minutes to assemble out of the box, by the way. So anyway, let's get it set up. First thing we're going to do, obviously, is open the lid. And I'm going to remove the cooking grate. Or we're going to be cooking with lump charcoal today. Now, this cooker has 2 vents on the lid and 2 down below. I'm going to make sure these are open. I'm going to place an aluminum pan on the bottom here on this side. Get this thing loaded up with charcoal. Okay, it's all loaded up with charcoal now, and again, I'm starting this cook off low and slow. I'm going to kind of go with a minion method here. I'm just going to light one side. All right, charcoal's pretty well lit. I'm gonna allow this to burn for a few minutes with the lid open just to better establish this burn. Then we'll get the grates on, set it up for the cook, and dial in that cooking temperature. All right, the coals are burning nicely now. I wanna go ahead and replace the cooking grid. Now it has a hinged side. I wanna make sure that the opening is over the coals. Let's go ahead and put the meat on. All right, I'm going to put a few wood chunks on the fire here. And this is actually mesquite, which I think will go well with this kind of a Mexican dish. All right, now we're going to adjust those dampers. The damper underneath the meat we're going to shut completely. The damper underneath the charcoal we're going to leave halfway open. Go ahead and shut that lid. So the vent over the charcoal we're going to close. The vent over the meat we're going to have open about 1/3. Now using these settings based on the instructions, we should be in that low and slow, 220, 250 range. Okay, I'm going to be monitoring the cooking temperature using my meat probe. I'm just going to simply poke the probe through the vent hole here, take a look at the interior temperature of the cooker. Now I'm going to let this cooker stabilize for about 15 or 20 minutes before I make any adjustments to the vents. However, right now it's just too early. This thing's just starting to saturate with heat and everything. I want to make sure that it's going to be a nice stable heat. The next process of this cook's going to be at about an hour. You'll see what I'm going to do then. I'm expecting this total cook time to be 4, maybe 5 hours to get this pork where I want it. So, see you in a bit. All right, so we've been smoking this meat now for about an hour. We're ready to move on to the next step. I wanted to make sure that all surface of the meat got exposed to the smoke. Now I have some fresh pineapple slices here. We're going to go for that authentic effect. Put some pineapple on top of this to cook along with the meat. This will not only add that really nice tacos al pastor flavor, but it'll help keep the meat moist. So far so good. This cooker has been rocking right around 250, getting an hour. Fuel consumption's been very low. I'm pretty impressed. See you in a bit. All right, we're at the 5-hour mark. The pork is exactly where I wanted it as far as tenderness is concerned. Let's talk about the PK really fast. What I ended up doing was just taking my Maverick here and I dangled the barbecue probe through the vent here and it was giving me live updates on the temperature. As far as adjustments are concerned, about an hour and 45 minutes into the cook, it did start to fall just a little bit. I had made some minor adjustments on the top and bottom vent and it came right back up. About 3 hours into the cook, maybe 3 hours, 15 minutes, it started to fall again. I ended up opening the vent over the food all the way, underneath the charcoal all the way, came up to 250, and I've been riding that line on 250 up until now, and very, very impressive. Pork looks amazing, and it smells, if you could smell this. So what I'm going to do now is pull this from the grill, wrap it in foil, let it rest. And while it's resting, I'm going to add some charcoal. We're going to start pumping this heat up for the grilling portion of this video. Stand by. All right, so the grill is piping hot. I got a flat top down here. It's called a plancha. It's just a ceramic grilling surface. We're going to heat up some tortillas. All right, these look good. Get those in the warmer to keep them warm. Now let's get the meat ready. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and cut this meat up a little bit, pineapple and all. See that nice smoke ring? All right, now we're going to get this on the plancha. We just want to give it a nice little bit of caramelization, get the caramel going on the pineapple. All right. All right, let's make some tacos. All right, so we're going to be making tacos al pastor, street tacos. Very, very simple, very, very delicious. Let's get going. All right, so we're going to get the tortillas down and we are doubling them up the traditional way. Now we're going to get some of that meat with the pineapple in there. Make sure we get some pineapple. All right, now we're going to get some fresh cilantro and just onion, white onion. All right, now for the salsa. First one's going to be an avocado salsa, and that is the salsa aguacate. It's actually my favorite salsa. Here we got a chipotle. And again, that aguacate. Some lime. We are ready to try these bad boys out. I feel like I'm on the streets of TJ right now. You get that kind of spicy from the pepper, and there's that savoriness. Then that sweet from the pineapple hits you. And there's actually a little smoke in here, which usually you don't have on the tacos al pastor. Very, very good. Very impressed with this cooker, guys. Check them out online. Free shipping, so there's no excuses if you live somewhere where there's not a dealer. They ship anywhere in the, I think, 49 states for free. So definitely worth their while. It's competitive with the other, competitor, I guess you'd say, price-wise. So, but I'll tell you what, I'm impressed, and I'll definitely be cooking on this thing a lot more. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. See you on the next video. Cheers.